Hey guys, Matt here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I finally got a box back from CGC. This is a 25 book pre-screen. This is the one I sent in April and just came back, so this is nice and fresh. Let's unbox and see how we did. Guys, remember, if you are a fan of comics and cards, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. I make content usually once a week, but I'm always doing unboxings and grading and other things, so hopefully you'll come and subscribe and join me on that journey. This is a 25 book pre-screen. I will put a link above for those of you that like to watch the submissions. I did a video on that, and this one just got back to me. So pretty good timing for sending it out in late April. Let me see. This is just the billing statements, and looks like we did pretty decent. I'm gonna try and show you. I'll have to say this is the ones that did not hit. This was a 9.8 pre-screen, so there's no real hiding the grades on this one. It is either 9.8 or it's not. So let's get right to it. First one up. Spider-Gwen #1. This is her first solo series. Let me see if I can back this up for you guys a little bit. First solo series, sent this one in, and we got a nice hit. Obviously, with the Into the Spider-Verse 2 coming out, it is inevitable that, Gwen Stacy and Spider-Gwen are going to, at some point, play a bigger role in the MCU. So that is her first solo one. And keep in mind, there's a variety of different covers for that book. I have a number of different ones, but that is the cover A. Here is a newer one. This is Punisher. See if you can see that like this. I'm going to try and adjust this a little bit for you. Apologize. There we go. Punisher #1. This is the 1 in 50 Jen Bartel variant cover. And I apologize about the glare right now, but this is a beautiful one. Let me see if I can't do something to correct that. All right, hopefully this corrects the glare a little bit. I can't really do much right now, so I apologize, but this is the, again, 1 in 50 Jen Bartel new Punisher series. Nice to get a hit on that one. Next one up, Moon Knight 188. This is the McCone variant. Guys, and the reason I show this one and why this one is so important, in my opinion, is not that the book is really hot now. It was for a while. When Moon Knight series came out, people were thinking that this is the first appearance of the Sun King, and they were thinking that this was going to be, or he was going to be in the series. The important thing is I sent in 2 covers, 2 of these, and they both got rejected in a prior pre-screen where they were saying the staples were recessed, and that's why they got rejected. They actually had grader's notes on it. Not a press, not anything. I literally just resubmitted the book, 9.8. And I say that and I show that, and I've done this even with cards, because this is grading, subjective grading at its finest. I did not change a thing with this book. I literally just got it, bagged it, boarded it, resent it back in, and now it's a 9.8. That is how fickle some of the grading can be. So I tell you that because this is why I submit the 9.8s and I do the pre-screen, because you'll see a 9.4, you'll see 9.6s, whatever it may be, rejections, and then literally you can resend it back in and literally it'll just be a 9.8. So it's important to keep that in mind when submitting some of the books. I know a lot of people don't always want to submit 25 books at a time. This is just how I've done it, and this is why I've done it, to just show other individuals like like myself in the hobby, how subjective this is. So here it is. Nothing's changed. Now it's a 9/8, which obviously increases its value for sure. Next one up. Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man. This is the first appearance. They note on here, if you can see on the label, first appearance of Rebecca London and the Mason. This is really the first appearance of Teresa Parker. So I submitted this one, and this was a nice copy, and I'm glad we hit this one in a 9/8. So far, so good. Next one up. Great. ASM 606. This is just a gorgeous J. Scott Campbell cover. I did previously submit this. It was rejected. This one I did have pressed. In all honesty, this one I did get pressed because I just love his covers and I want to submit it. They just announced at CGC he's going to be doing a signing. I wish I would have known that. I would have just waited and submitted this for a yellow label. But nonetheless, it's a 9/8 now. Hands down, really one of the more beautiful covers in my opinion. Shout out to Lenny over at Spineworks. He pressed this one for me, and we got that 9/8 now. All right. Here we go. Invincible Iron Man #1. This is a good time to get this one back with the Riri Williams show being announced to go into production. These books are going to get hot. #1 of the series as well as #3. This is not her first appearance, but I think it's Invincible Iron Man. #9, if I'm not mistaken, is the first full, and maybe it's #8 or 7 that is the cameo. But you can correct me below. I can't remember, but this one is the on the solo series, or I believe this is her first armor. So this is a nice one to get back at this point in time with that show coming in the near future. War of the Bounty Hunters, Jabba the Hutt. This is the design variant for Deva Lompop. She's got that funky colored hair, and there's a lot of talk and speculation as to whether they're going to do something with her into the Star Wars cinematic universe. So we sent in that design variant. I believe this is a 1 in 10, and we were able to hit that. So another nice one. Check out this cover, which is a second printing. Gorgeous. Spider-Gwen #25. There's also a lenticular one of this one, but this is just the second printing. They note it as the ASM 316 cover homage or homage. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous Spider-Gwen cover. Very, very popular. Not easy to find, and definitely not easy to get in a 9/8, but nonetheless, a nice one to add. There's the back. As always, I'm going to be putting the values. You should have already been seeing them on the last sold values, so you kind of get an idea of what some of these are going for. Right now is a good time to buy. I think everything's in the dip. Next one up, Star Wars High Republic #7. This is, again, the second printing. There is lots of talk as far as the High Republic series and what may be coming for shows and production on this one. This is definitely a nice book to add. I believe I submitted a couple of these, so at least we know we got one. Let's see if we've hit another one in this mix. Strange Academy #16. This is the variant cover B cover. This is the first appearance of Howie. I didn't submit my cover A. I just submitted my cover B at this point. I thought this one was a good contender, and obviously I was right. It hit. So Strange Academy, that whole series, looks to be something that's going to possibly shake out for some MCU or maybe Disney Plus in the future. So if you're not buying these covers, I would definitely recommend it. These character spotlights and other covers in this Strange Academy series, I think, have got far better potential than a lot of the series for like a Disney Plus show. There's just so many characters and a good storyline, and I think this one will eventually pay off. All right, working our way through. Here's a nice hit that Captain Carter. This is the 1 in 25. This is noted by CGC now as the first comic book appearance of Captain Carter. Keep in mind that there's some of the people will believe that that's Exiles and such, but nonetheless, as far as from the What If series, this is her first comic book appearance like that and in uniform. So this book really jumped up. I believe this was at some point going for somewhere between $200 and $300. I'll put the price up, I'm not sure, but this is definitely a nice little first appearance where I think they are going to use her again. I do not think we have seen the end of her, even though we might have seen that in Multiverse of Madness. Let's see what they do with Captain Carter. There we go. Venom #3. What a gorgeous cover. This is the first full appearance of Null. Null is the king of the symbiotes. We are going to hopefully see a storyline with that in the future, given that Thor Love and Thunder is coming out. You've got the Necro Sword. So, I mean, Null is tied to that. So I think this book is only going to go further up. At some point, and this was in the real big boom in the last year or past, this book had hit ridiculous amounts. I think it was going for somewhere between $400 and $600. I don't know what it's cooled off down to now, but nonetheless, the first appearance of Null is definitely one you want to try and pick up. There are a couple of variant covers, but this is just the cover A, which is perfectly fine in my book. Going back to Spider-Man, ASM #5. This is the first cover appearance of Silk. And why is this one particularly important and harder? This is a second printing. So the census and count on these are going to be, in my opinion, fairly low, given that it's a second printing of a #5. So this is a great book, in my opinion. And if they end up doing a Silk character as far as in the MCU, you are going to see something like this definitely pick up. So if you can get these at a fairly decent price, you know, most people want the first appearance, but, you know, that first cover, I think, has staying power. This is just a repeat of War of the Bounty Hunters, that Deva Lompop design variant. So we got 2 of those on this one, which is really nice. Take too much time on that one. All right, let's see. Superior Spider-Man #32 we hit on. This, I believe, is the Spider Army. There's a number of different characters. I don't know if this one's going to be anything ridiculously big or not, but whenever you get a bunch of first appearances in a Spider-Man book with everything going on with the multiverse and the Spider-Verse, I thought this was a good one to submit in and see how we did. I had previously submitted this book, and it did get rejected. Again, this is another one where I just submitted it again because it didn't look bad to me. Went right back in, and we hit on it. So don't give up if at first you don't succeed, especially when it comes to CGC. Just letting you know. All right. Guardians of the Galaxy number 5, 9.8. This is the Midtown Comics variant. This is the first appearance of Angela in story for the MCU. There is obviously her first appearance is Spawn. I think it's Spawn number 9. But this one is basically in MCU continuity as well. So we've got these. I think these are ridiculously cheap. I mean, you can pick up these books. I think I got this for about $3. And I think this one has huge potential if they introduce Angela in this new Thor Love and Thunder one, which we will find out. But even if it's not this one, I think that she will get introduced at some point in time. So keep an eye on Angela books. And the last one looks like we hit. This is going to be pretty dark, but it is Something is Killing the Children. This is the Ash Can, the secret Ash Can, number 21. It is an all black cover. I'm not going to do a really good job to get you guys that, but it is a beautiful all black cover Ash Can. This book raw was hitting, I think, $50 to $100. Got a nice clean copy from my buddy Comic Pro 3. If you're not following him on Instagram, he has some fantastic books. And we submitted this one and we hit that 9.8. Would have been nice to get 9.9. This is a thicker cardstock, so it is possible. But nonetheless, I will take a 9.8 on that book. So if I am looking at these and doing my math correctly, we hit a nice amount. Let's see. Yeah, we hit, what is it, like 19 on that one. And so let's get into the raws and see what we didn't hit. Okay, so here are our rejects. As always, I tell you guys, take the rejects with a grain of salt, because I've had plenty of rejects, especially in this one, where you just resubmit and it hits. So some of them do need to get pressed. So your mileage may vary. Judge your books, review them. But I have found that their grading is just so subjective that one man's 9.6 is another man's 9.8. All right. So Star Wars. This is the War of the Bounty Hunters Nakayama Virgin one. Just a gorgeous cover. This was a Expo exclusive. I thought this was a nice copy. I'll have to take a better look on it, but obviously something was missing, and we did not hit on that one. Next one, Star Wars Darth Vader number 1. This is the Midtown Comics one. This is the sketch one. This is basically the first appearance of Black Chrysanthemum. Just a different cover that not a lot of people are familiar with. One of the variant covers. We did not hit on this one. This one, I'll have to see. This one, I thought looked pretty good, but it may be a corner issue. So we'll take it out later and see. Again, another one I had resubmitted. Nothing doing. I just wanted to take another crack at it before I do anything. This one is Radiant Black. This is, I think it's the Monte version, or I'll have to see. But this particular cover in a 9.8 sells for a pretty penny. I think I sold my other one for, I think it was like $650 in a 9.8. So these are very limited ones, and there's a lot of hype with Radiant Black. So definitely a nice cover. I'm going to take a better look and see, it may be a surface related issue, because this is that foil and it's really hard other than wiping it down to clean, but didn't hit on that one. This is the new Venom one. This was the Comic Tom 101 Raf Grassetti Venom variant cover. Just a beautiful cover. I mean, this is just such a cool looking cover. I wanted to submit it. Obviously, this one didn't make the cut. We'll take a look. Maybe it's a little minor issue that we can press out. If it is, it will go back. I always submit some older books in my 25s because you'll be surprised how many you can just hit when they get mixed in. I've hit a lot this way. These are, remember, still modern books, even if they are in the 80s and late 70s. So this one is 78, Star Wars number 16. Took a shot on this one. This one looks like it's got a little bit of a corner issue over here. You're not going to probably be able to see it that way, but that may have been preventing it. Other than that, it is a nice clean cover, but did not make the cut on this one. DC Sampler number 3, another one of these where I tried to submit. This is 1984. This one probably just needs a press, but sometimes I submit it just to see if we can hit without it, but it just looks like we've just got some spined ones that can be pressed out. I don't think this is too horrible. So we'll do that and resubmit and see how it goes. We talked about this. We hit one of these before, and it looks like these are the other 2 copies, the Star Wars High Republic second printing. So we were 1 of 3 on these. These will have minor issues. There shouldn't be any reason, that these can't hit. These may just go right back in, because when I look at most of these, unless I see some kind of really damage-related issue, and I don't on these new moderns, it's just a resubmit type thing. So those are the books on this one. Literally, we sent them in late April, got them back late June. Not too bad for 2 months. I've got another 25 book submission that should be coming back within the next 2 to 3 weeks. I'll do a video on that. And I'm going to be doing a video. I've got 25 books going back in because I've been slacking a little bit. But we are going to send some more back in. Guys, I appreciate you guys for watching. Any comments, please leave them down below. If you need to reach out to me, you can catch me on Instagram at the 1284 Comics. And I hope you guys have a great week. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.